because we actually got here before the timer went off, which is kind of amazing.
Probably bring this a little closer. I'm sitting here. I look really tall.
Because I'm like leaning on you.
Yeah, well, I'll just shrink like this. Hi, everybody. We're shrinking. Sorry.
Hello, Virginia and Justice and Creed.
I know these people.
How are you guys today? Oh, for Virginia, Justice, and Creed, if anyone else watches this. I was thinking that when you guys come up to visit, we need to do a video of the boys doing a simple recipe together. After your video the other day of Daddy and Justice doing it, I thought we could do something like trail mix or something that if they eat it in the middle and stuff, but I thought it would be really fun. So if anyone else wants to see a video of the two cuties together.
I feel like I'm staring at our television.
And now you're staring at our legs.
And our books. So nobody can see our legs anyway, though. We can just crop them out.
Our books. Anyone who's interested in this area of Maine. We live in Mid-Coast, Maine, and we have a lending library. This is some of the collection of books. Look, we got some really good ones right here. We got some Bodie Bauchams. We got some Maxwell's. We got some Karen Andriola. Got some really good books here. And we have a lending library. And we actually just got donated math and history books. There's a couple other books in there too, but mostly math and history. And I'm getting more from those people. And we were just donated a whole bunch of history, like conservative constitutional history type books.
So I think we're well over 1,000 books. I don't know how many are exactly cataloged at this point, but Samuel's going to be working on that. Being gone at camp all last week, or most of last week, there was a lot going on. Just we're trying to settle in and get things straightened out again.
And some of the history books that were given to us by one of our donations, a lot of the books are more like self-published type books. So they don't have ISBN numbers. It's a little more tricky to put in the system. Takes a little more time than the other books.
Right. So the way Librarica works to enter books is you can actually just type in the ISBN number and it auto-populates the cover and the synopsis and all of that kind of stuff for you. So it's kind of nice.
So it takes a little bit longer if it's a different book, but there's some good books down there. And one of the books we got was The History of Us. It's like a series, history of U.S., history of us.
Yeah, I see more people in the comments, so leave your name or something down there because I see you're here. I want to say hi.
So we just decided to jump on with a live today. We haven't done a video. So Mark put up a video today of the Owl's Head Transportation Museum, but we really haven't done any videos because camp was busy. I've been trying to rest this week. Life's just been busy.
I think we will do a video eventually, fairly soon, hopefully, of sitting down, talking to the kids and talking to us about maybe interviewing one kid at a time, I'm not sure, about their experience at Camp Constitution. Because everybody had a different experience. Naomi and Samuel were in the adult age group, so they had 5 to 7 lectures a day, along with just camp fun stuff. And I'll let them tell you what they did and what they enjoyed.
And the little kids had classes. So there was a 9 to 11-year-old class and a 5 to 8-year-old class. And the 2-year-old was in the 5 to 8-year-old class, and he knows his first 5 amendment rights. He can sing them.
5 first amendment rights. He's got 5.
Hi,
we'll get back to that.
Hi, Sally, and hi, Kenzie. Is that what you say? Kenzie and Coda. Oh, Kenzie.
Sorry, my phone is small and we're sitting back from it. I feel like, can we get a little bit closer? Oh, look at this. We're getting closer all the time.
If you know how, if you do lives and you know how to like turn it this way, it'd be easier for us to both be in the video.
Okay, I set up the last live where you click the horizontal button when you first set it up, and it said, and then I went to go live and it's like, no, you're still vertical. So this is how you're doing things. So this is you're gonna get us crammed in together and an awful lot of us instead of our faces like normal.
And what we are working on right now, you're gonna possibly hear kids. Naomi is out working in the garden, so she's our biggest person at home. Samuel is watching a cartoon with the little kids, but if they need us, they'll come in. And in a little bit, you'll hear the Vitamix run because that's when they're gonna have snack. So hi, I can't read that name.
Hope you all get names.
Jill.
I like it.
Jillan?
Oh.
No? Something like that? Hi.
It's a really small screen. We're trying to squint our eyes into.
I can see like if you guys type a comment, it's easier to read than doing your name. The name part is like gray. And Melissa Moore can't be here on the live because I just got that in another message.
On the post, yeah. There's a lot of things on this screen
Haley.
going on.
Sally, camp it was really fun. It was a really nice, restful break. If you're a mom, you know that vacation is not usually super restful for mom. Maybe not for dads either, depending on how what your vacation is and how your family dynamic works.
Yeah.
But for us, I'm the one who usually does all the cooking, and not all the cooking, but all the like food,
the meal planning, shopping,
and all
stuff,
that.
Yeah.
So when we're gone, I still have to do that. And here, it was all provided. I didn't have to think about meals the entire week.
We would just line up and walk through the buffet line, and there was options for food, and there was plenty of food, and the food was good. I did not hear a single complaint all week long about something not tasting good, or I don't like this.
Yeah.
Didn't hear a word of that. It was all really good food, and the camp staff was excellent. The Camp Constitution staff were excellent, but also the Singing Hills Christian Camp, which was hosting, we were using their facilities. Excellent folks, just really sweet, really helpful. Yeah, it was a great experience.
And then, even though the big kids were busy because they were in classes, Mark was sitting with the middle school group, and I was sitting with the little kids group. And so the kids were entertained, like they were learning things, but they were entertained. So
and they were entertaining, actually. They were fun to watch.
I got to sit and watch. You know, when you're with your kids, especially in a different element, sometimes they're like, oh, can we go do this? Oh, can we go do this? Can we go do this? They like had something to do. So we just sat. And then our room at camp was right outside the room that had foosball tables and ping pong tables. So I could actually open the door and peek out at the kids, which was nice. You might need to go see what's going on. We have a little one who's upset. He's just been grumpy the past couple days. Like this morning, he was just yelling at me that he wanted a diaper change, even though I was in the middle of changing his diaper, and he was just yelling at me to change his diaper. So camp was really good. Thank you, Jelana. I hope I don't get too famous, because I know what people do with famous people, but I do hope that we are an encouragement to people. I'm glad that God is using our channel, and that people are hearing about it, because I hope that we're an encouragement through the things that God has taught us. I am feeling well, Sally. Thank you. Physically, I am feeling really good. I actually just made an appointment with my regular doctor. I don't see my regular doctor super often because I've had babies about every 2 years. I don't see my regular doctor super often, but I wrote to her the other day and just asked if I could have a physical, just because it's good to check out. There's a lot of things that change in your body.
I brought a guest.
There's a lot of things that change in your body with pregnancy, and so I want to get some like blood work when I'm not pregnant and that type of thing. And so I called my midwife. There's also just my leg braces that I wear. I need to get a new prescription to go see the person who makes leg braces, just those little types of things. I'm not going for any specific reason other than it just seemed like this was a good time. And I thought I'd have to call and wait like a long time to get in, because you know how it is with doctors. Sometimes you call and it's months before they have an appointment. And she called me back last night and she's like, how about next Thursday? I was like, sure.
Next Thursday's nice and close.
So we'll get that done. And then I'll just have a baseline again, because the last time I got a baseline not pregnant was like 6 years ago.
Wow,
I went to see her because I was having some odd symptoms, like just a lot of brain fog and stuff, and I was very low in vitamin D, and she had me supplement. So there was like a reason to go. This time there's not a specific reason, just to get another baseline. Did
you answer the dessert question? No, sorry.
Oh no.
Okay, so yes, they did have some good desserts. The first time I saw a dessert, I think it was cheesecake, which is probably my favorite food on earth. Okay, I like cheesecake a lot. I like a lot of foods, so anyway. But yeah, cheesecake, and then there was brownies, and there was ice cream, and there was, what else did they have?
They had an apple crisp.
I'm gonna move my arm here so we can get a little.
They had an apple crisp one night. They had good stuff.
You're in a weird spot, buddy. So we're gonna make this work, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just getting checked out. I also, like, there's some things that I really don't know about my body because, like, my mom has high cholesterol.
Right.
So you can have that hereditarily. I have never had my cholesterol checked when I'm not pregnant or nursing. Right. And baby's brain is made mostly of cholesterol, so mom's body makes extra cholesterol. So when you do a blood test, it's kind of a lie of what your cholesterol, like it's
not
telling what your
baseline,
cholesterol is at the moment, but it doesn't mean that you're always high. It means your body's making extra because you have a baby on board.
Certainly.
So, but I'm still nursing, so that's not going to be remedied by next week.
We'll get back
To know what
a little
cholesterol
bit
is.
so that you can see us without me trying to lay on top of you.
But it is nice to just have that baseline. I don't know. We're not the type of family that go for the like once a year wellness checks. We go as people need things. And depending on the child, like some of them get their wellness checks really often. Some, you know, don't really have any health issues, so they might not see them at the like 1 year mark. But for me, I've seen doctors, midwives that work at our hospital, so I get like all the normal blood work and everything.
Remy.
I've seen them in the past, but anyway, something you said about desserts. Oh, today we're celebrating Josiah's birthday meals because Josiah had his birthday while we were at camp, and one of the desserts we had was cake because they had someone else who also had a birthday, and then we also sang Happy Birthday to America, and so they brought in a big cake with red, white, and blue.
Probably like a 2 foot by 3 foot cake. It was a big cake. It was 125 people that were eating, so yeah, it was pretty big. And what?
I'm Poochie.
Smoothie?
Yeah.
We're going to have smoothie in a little bit.
Yes. So tell about our smoothie. What are we making our smoothie out of?
So a smoothie that we have regularly as like a snack here in the house is in the Vitamix, we put 3 frozen bananas and then milk and a little sugar depending on the sweetness of the bananas. Or we also sometimes put peanut butter in it. So if you put the sweetened peanut butter, we don't usually use a bunch of extra sugar, but if it's unsweetened peanut butter, you just got to go to taste. And cocoa.
The banana peanut butter cocoa. Do we sometimes put, I feel like we used to put like oatmeal or something in it.
You can put oatmeal in to thicken it up. It depends if I'm using it as just like a regular snack or if I'm using it because we had like a smaller meal and I need to have like some sustenance for them. Like if we ended up, we were going to do leftovers for dinner and it wasn't as much as I thought, I might make one and put oats in it because the oats grind up really small and it just adds more thick to it. Yeah. And if you don't have frozen bananas, you can use regular bananas and then put ice cubes in. Yep. And you can use powdered milk instead of regular milk. But right now we're using a lot of regular milk in the house because Naomi can do regular milk, not powdered. Do you want to go back out to them and watch the show? Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
So.
And away we go.
Thanks, Sally, for reminding everyone to like. We
close that door.
I don't a lot of times say like, subscribe, all those things to our channel. I really do this because I want people to be encouraged by the things God has been doing in our lives, the things God has taught us over time. But when you do like and subscribe and do all of those things, it does help out that we get about $100 a month from YouTube, which is great because it's extra. It's money that I don't have budgeted, so I can use it for extra things.
But for those, I don't know where everybody is, like I know some people comment on different videos, but a while back, maybe a month or so ago, we did a video talking about we're monetized, yes, but we've taken off the mid-roll ads that they want to put into them because we want people to just, like, I understand they do ads and you're going to see ads anyway, so we do get part of what they're already doing for ads, but we don't want people to be interrupting a video where they're trying to watch something and some ad pops up. So we don't want that. And there are other options, like you can put in tag products when you're shopping, that kind of thing. I don't think that's a problem. It
takes a lot of our brain power, and that's not what we're here.
We're just here to help people and to encourage people, hopefully, and have a good time together. And if that makes us some money, then praise God. But God can work to provide for our needs in any of a million ways that He'd like to, and He has always sustained us. So it's not like we're living on what we get from YouTube. It's a nice benefit that we can do extra things or whatever we need. Anyhow, the reason you're not seeing all these ads is because we really don't want to do that. Hey, Maudie's on.
Hey, Maudie.
Hi, Maudie.
Yeah, this was kind of a last minute thing, but Maudie, you and I need to chat with you about a time that would work for you to do a live sometime because We're getting close.
It's really funny because 3 years ago today, or 3 years ago yesterday, it came up on my Facebook memories. We did a live video with Mama Bear Too Many. We were at their house spending the weekend or something like that.
No, it's when we did the giveaway.
Oh,
we did a giveaway because we
that's
both got to 1,000. So their family put some stuff in the box and we put some stuff in the box. And actually, a friend near them won the giveaway.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yep.
But we were both at 1,000
Yep.
viewers 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and now we're at about 4,000. She's surpassed us. She puts a lot of work into her channel.
20-something.
She puts a lot of work into her channel, puts a lot more videos out, and has a good channel going there. So, anyhow, so we're almost to 4,000. We're like 3,995, but we've been sitting there for a while. But again, it's not about the numbers. It's about reaching people. It's about helping people as much as we're able to. What do you need, Bubby?
He needs help because he can't open this.
I can't open a door. He's almost able to open doors by himself. Not
It
quite.
depends on the door. Just
Yeah, he
that
can
one
reach the handle and twist it some. Some of them are a little harder. But most of the time he can do that. Get over here, woman.
So,
Get over here.
yeah, so we just we're taking this week off to just rest, to not do much. So we don't have a whole lot of content to share of like, here's the thing we're going out to do. Today we're doing all Josiah's birthday meals.
Yep.
But we're not doing a day in the life video. Just there was some other craziness going on in the house. But we're doing, he had Dutch baby for breakfast,
Yep.
mac and cheese for lunch, and we're making pizza for supper.
Pepperoni pizzas for supper, and then he's having a chocolate chip with chocolate frosting for dessert. And he's brought us, I don't need the bag of chips in here. That's going to be loud. You want to come in? You can get some chips.
Go with Samuel. He can get you chips. Samuel, he thought he had to bring the tortilla chip bag to us so that he could get the food. So anyway, we're doing pizza for supper, and then there's cake that just came out of the oven that we will have for dessert.
Oh, and on the why we're not doing a lot of content, she won't tell you this, but I have been struggling a lot more the last, well, even at camp. I had a couple days I was in the wheelchair, but the last few days, like Sunday at church, I wasn't able to sit through church. We had breakfast, went upstairs for church. I could no longer walk or function a whole lot.
I'm not smiling at all this. I'm smiling at the little kid over there.
Shorty over here. Now he has a handful of chips. He's coming back.
Come here.
Come here, short stuff. I'll get you. Yeah. You
So,
can sit normal. You have your chips.
So Mark's been struggling. It's been a couple weeks now because you were struggling before camp too.
Yeah, but I'm tending to forget that. So anyway, but the last few days I've just had a lot more weakness in my legs. I've had a lot more just overall exhaustion kind of stuff. So she's doing a lot more. Well, not a lot more. Like she does. Things have to be different when Daddy doesn't feel well. When I'm bad enough that I just don't feel well at all, then other people have to pitch in and do different things. So there's just no time for extras.
So before
like
we went to camp, I was having some spotting, and I'd already talked to Mark and everything, but I had told the kids that Mommy needed some extra rest because I'm the type that just pushes through doing things, and before
things that
camp,
need to get done,
right? Things that need to get
not
done,
like extra.
But
projects,
before camp, Mark was already not feeling good. And so I really felt like I needed to tell the kids, Mommy needs some extra rest. So everybody knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, like the point in pregnancy that we were at, which was about 7 weeks, there's not anything you can do. Like bed rest doesn't prevent miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, it wasn't like, oh, should I go skydiving or not? Like it wasn't that. It was, how much energy do I put into the meals? You know, that type of thing. So
and at camp there was no skydiving. We didn't go swimming. We didn't go hiking. We didn't do some of the extras that were available. We would walk from where we were, the 300 feet or so down to the playground, let the kids run around and play ball and various activities. But we didn't have to do a whole lot, which that was too much for me and my legs those days. So I used the chair, but I think we haven't done a video yet on the chair, have we?
No, we got a new wheelchair that's powered.
Yeah, but it's portable. We had one given to us last year that was very helpful, but it weighs like 500 pounds, like 468 pounds or something. This was from OAS Mobility. Mm-hmm. So now we have an electric wheelchair that's very portable. It's about 60 pounds. We can fold it up and put it in the back of the van, and it can recline in the back, and there's all sorts of things. We'll talk about that in a video at some point soon. I wish I didn't need it, but we do need it, so here we are.
But before camp, I already had some symptoms, and Mark was not feeling well. So, like, packing for camp, I did a lot of... So the older kids usually pack themselves, where I will say, hey, everyone get 3 pairs of pants and 3 shirts and 3 pairs of underwear. Then they grab some extra underwear and socks just in case. And we roll them up into piles.
Yeah,
I've already showed that before, but I had the kids helping me with that. So I did a lot of sitting and packing. So it was brain work, but not a lot of energy out before camp. And then this week, Mark has not. Like, we just decided I should take a week off to rest because of camp and miscarriage and everything. And then with Mark not feeling well, we just don't have much planned this week. We do have people coming over tomorrow, but 2 different sets of people. But the people that are coming over are super easy.
Like a mom with a baby coming to visit with her for a couple hours tomorrow morning, and then a couple of young adults, friends of Naomi's, friends of ours from church that will just like.
And their mom.
I don't have to do anything, and their mom. But I don't have to do anything. Nothing's expected of me. So if I'm not feeling well, it shouldn't really change the course.
And if I'm just sitting on the couch, neither of those are an issue.
Exactly.
And it's supposed to be raining tomorrow, so we're just gonna be inside anyway. So
we're supposed to get 1.5 inches of rain between like midnight tonight and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it's gonna get wet.
So we're just taking the week off. But yeah, Mark, I haven't had the extra brain space to make videos or the extra physical time to make videos because we've been doing all this other stuff. So we had a couple questions. How is Josiah? Josiah's doing pretty good. We are cutting back on his seizure medication because his seizure medication was never actually doing anything. And our new neurologist actually is the one who suggested we cut back on his seizure medication.
The biggest nerve stimulator is working well as can be expected at this point. I'm saying we probably have about a 50% reduction in seizures, probably a 50% reduction in length and strength of seizures, and then even more reduction in recovery time. Recovery time is much quicker. So we're finding that to be very helpful. And the medication, this was, I don't know, 5 or 6 different medications we've done over the course of years. They really wanted us on a medication while we started the VNS, but as soon as they realized the VNS is working, the neurologist is like, let's start weaning them off.
Yeah.
Because it is working well.
So we'll continue weaning off, and he has another uppage of his VNS, like the strength of it, in September.
Right.
So we're now at a point, like, you can do the uppages at the start quicker. I don't know what they call them. And then they
uppages.
And then they make it longer periods of time between. So we have that all set up. But Josiah is doing well, and the VNS is definitely helping. I don't know that it's an improvement for every person. I can see where it might be complications for some people. Josiah does not mind his robot voice at all. He thinks it is great. But I could understand if you were somebody who was part of debate club or sang with groups on a regular basis and stuff like that, where it would be challenging. But for Josiah, it's not. And someone asked how Virginia is. Virginia is good. She was on here just a little bit ago. I don't know if she's still here, but they have been very busy. Without saying too much, because I don't know too much, but Waylon's job has shifted where he's able to be home more, which is good, but trying to find that routine that, they just need a new schedule. And so they're just trying to figure that out.
They have some new videos. We're on This Blessed Life. That should be linked in our description generally. But This Blessed Life is Virginia and Waylon's channel. They actually recently did a video of Waylon and Justice cooking in the kitchen, showing one of their favorite desserts that comes from his family's background. That's really cool. It's a neat little video. And Justice is just incredibly adorable. So if you're not subscribed, go over to This Blessed Life and check
and
them
if you're joining the live after, Virginia was here at the very start, and her and I are going to try to do a simple cooking video with the 2 boys when they come up later in the summer. So that'll be fun. So yes, it's great that Josiah is doing better. And someone asked, is it challenging to wean off the seizure medication? We have not had an issue weaning off this time, but we go very slow. So whatever the doctor says, what?
Oh, we lost
some chips. Whatever the doctor says, we go slower than that. Not because we're against the doctor. We just know that Josiah does not do well.
Well, and we've
with
told
seizure
we've talked to the
medications.
doctor about this. They say,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you can, you stop not using this medication, you just wean him off in the next week or so. And we'll say, okay, we're going to take it down one notch this week, one notch next week, and we'll take a month where it would take a week. They're fine with that.
Right.
It's not that we're doing something contrary to what they're asking, but just their standard protocol is just kind of drop things. And a kid like Josiah, whose brain is very complex and his routine is very typical, he does not do well with change. Just biologically, physically, he does not do well with change. So changing things on him quickly is never a wise idea. But he is doing fine. He's having no problems. Yeah. He's not having more seizures. He had one last night. It was a medium, fairly short-lived seizure. It wasn't
we know
bad.
how we like mark them out because
Right.
I write them down every time. So if we were going to the hospital or just in our normal appointments with the doctor, I can say here's about how many we have a month and all that stuff. But yeah, we do it like what we just, the doctors know he doesn't handle changes as well, so we just go slower and they're fine with that. So, and this is a new neurologist, but we really like the new neurologist. Mark hasn't met him yet, but I met him once and he was really great.
Yeah.
So another thing that's coming up is Josiah and Samuel and Malachi.
Sorry.
Samuel and Malachi are going to be getting new braces. They got fitted for braces multiple weeks ago. I never actually did a video. We'll do like a full wrap-up video when we get their braces on Monday. But they were actually picked to be part of a pilot program. And so we had extra workers helping to figure out braces that would work for Samuel's feet. So we're excited for Monday to come and see how the braces turned out. So
Samuel's case is very unique. And it takes more than the average Joe to work on him. So it ended up being the national director of Hanger Clinics that was actually there with them as part of this program. And there were multiple people there working, and they're able, through video and whatever, to consult with others even outside of the office of people who can physically be there. So I think it's going to be a really good program to help kids who just have a little harder things to deal with.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is just the people that live in like a rural area being able to get the care like you'd get at a bigger clinic.
Yeah.
And so Samuel, if you've never had leg braces, like this just seems kind of normal life to us, but to get leg braces, they cast your feet like you're getting a cast, like you broke your leg, but they only leave it on for a short amount of time till it hardens up, and then they take it off, and from that they make the molds of your feet that they're going to use to make the braces. So it's kind of a long process the day you're getting them molded. But then they have like your feet.
Here's Samuel's left leg.
And so they went through a whole process of what's going to be the best one, and then they casted his feet to make it exactly the way that they want to have it. So like they were holding it to get like the right angles on it and everything. And so it was definitely the most complex molding we've had done. And so it'll be good to go get those. So we're going to go get those on Monday. And we'll do some stuff in the Portland area while we're down there because that's our big city. And we actually have the day free to get the braces are like, the appointments are like 9 and 9:30. And so then we will be able to do some other stuff.
We might be able to integrate a really cool homeschool field trip. We're not sure about the details, but it looks like it's probably going to work out. We'll find out Monday. If so,
Coast Guard stuff.
We'll post video of a really cool Coast Guard thing.
So, and then what else?
I don't know. What else?
I don't know. We don't really have much scheduled this week.
No, not this week, but next
week.
Month, Virginia and Wayland are coming.
Well, before that, we have an air show that we have to do videos of too, because our local transportation museum does a really big air show and has like
the Wings and Wheels show,
parachute people, and then they have like stunt pilots in little planes that like do really cool stuff. So that's gonna be fun. We'll do that next weekend. That's also the weekend of one of our local festivals. So a couple weeks ago was the Blues Festival. These guys went out and did ministry. It was one of the days I wasn't feeling good, so they went out with some of the kids.
Yeah, it was me, Josiah, Abigail, Samuel, and Naomi, I think, went out.
And then next week is the Lobster Festival, which brings a lot of people.
So that's something like 70,000 people descend on the town of Rockland, which is about a population of 10,000. That's the next town over from us. We're like 2,000 here in Thomaston. They're like 10,000 there, and there's going to be 70,000 people over the course of the week will be there. I think it's like Wednesday through Sunday. There's a big parade. There's a lot going on. The Lobster Festival. Not much for us. We're not big festival people. Well, I don't know. We have a hard time getting around, I think, some of it. But the Owl's Head Transportation Museum.
The last couple of
has
years
their
we've
big
tried
weeks.
to
We're
go.
gonna do that.
The last couple of years we've tried to go Lobster Festival too. It's been really hot.
Yeah.
Like, you're just uncomfortable being outside, so it wasn't really fun.
Heat is definitely hard on me. Walking around is hard on her and Samuel. Naomi, depending on what kind of day she's having, can be a challenge. So, like,
There's also
we
like
don't do some of these things, but like the Transportation Museum, it's very much at your own pace, going around to the cars and the trucks and all that kind of thing. There's some things like the air show we can just remain seated and watch. We love all the volunteers and staff over there, which is why we posted that video the other day. They're just a really neat group of
Do you have chips
people
in your shirt?
who really like sharing their knowledge with others.
he has chips down his
Dumped
onesie.
chips down his shirt.
So, yeah, we've then at the end of August, well, sometime, because I don't know exact dates yet.
Right.
Virginia and Wayland are coming,
Yes.
which will be very fun. And Justice and Creed are coming, of course. They're not leaving them home. Oh, sorry. I'm
You
gonna
alright,
go
Debbie?
see these guys. You talk.
Oh, she's gonna make me talk.
Have fun.
It says how is normal. I'm not really sure if that was or like what is normal. We're not normal, that's for sure. Not normal folks. So anyhow, the Transportation Museum, we really enjoy that. Some of the folks that work in the, like as volunteers in some of the booths are Christians from local churches that we know that, so it's really great to see people like Norma. Funny enough, it says normal, maybe, but Norma is a really awesome person that
I
works
think
over
that
there.
person's asking about Naomi. And
Oh,
spelling-
Naomi,
spell
sorry.
check just got her.
Oh, sorry. My eyeballs are really losing it. Sorry. Naomi's doing well. She's been gardening quite a bit today.
Mhm.
Just kind of catching up on things. The tomatoes are growing really tall, and her zucchini are starting to blossom as little zucchinis. She's brought in a whole handful of peas.
Yeah, we've just had a couple things the last couple days from our garden. That's normal for here in Maine, how our growing season goes. So we've had, I think, like 3 cherry tomatoes, a couple handfuls of peas. There's tree trucks going by our house right now.
Yep.
They were working next door.
That's why we were going to do our live outside and just let the kids run around and play outside. And then there were tree trucks, saws, and a big chipper out there, and the wind picked up to about 20 miles an hour. And we're like, you know what? We're just going to do this inside.
So Naomi has been working really hard in the
It's
garden.
not your fault about her name. My brain is not functioning very well. I couldn't get past even a minor misspelling.
So she had a really good week at camp. She was able to do a lot of her stuff was sitting
Yes.
in the class.
He's back.
He's back. It's fine.
He's good.
He just keeps coming in and out that door. Naomi actually was not having much of a flare while we were there, and she was able to eat the regular food. She had taken stuff with her because she wasn't sure how her body would be reacting to histamines with everything else going on. Because sometimes with extra heat or being out of like sync with sleep and all of that can make her histamines worse.
Yes.
So she has to be more careful with their diet, but she was able to eat at camp and not have any real problems,
Really
which was
good.
great.
They
That
had
also-
a good week, meeting lots of people and just learning lots of things and being able to talk about the Constitution, the laws. She talked to some new contacts about her abolition bill.
Yep.
So we've got some more people to talk to and to network with that will help her in some of those pursuits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, Dorothy. We have a new Dorothy's on now.
Look at that.
So yeah, she's
buddy.
doing
You coming back?
really well and just staying busy with abolition stuff. She's been talking to different representatives or different people to contact representatives, trying to get her name out there. Not her name, the bill
Right.
name out there. That's the
That would be the
Vitamix
Vitamix making this.
So then, what
Sounds like it's going to explode. I'm not sure.
what else?
What is
do
he
we have?
doing?
She's making a smoothie.
Smoothie,
Do
yes,
you want to
she
come?
is.
Do you want to come talk to
You want
these
to come
people?
back up here? You can come talk. You could even sing them a song.
Do you want to
if
sing them a
wanted
song?
Yep.
We got
We got 5 First Amendment rights. We got 5.
You ready? a number 1. Freedom.
Religion.
Religion. And number 2, freedom of speech. And number 3, freedom of the press. And number 4, freedom to freedom to
Assemble.
assemble.
Yeah.
And number 5, freedom to petition. We got good job.
He learned that song at camp, in case you can't tell.
Yeah, he's been singing it over and over and over again. Along with, hey, you're a grand. Good job. You did a
I think
really
he missed
good
a
job.
line and he felt bad about it. You did a really
That
good
was an
job.
awesome job.
Good job, Bubby.
So he really likes to sing, and he sings all the time. Today they were singing Behold. It had the word behold in it. I don't remember. Grandma was playing songs on her cello.
Oh.
And they were singing, but I forget what song it was. The only word I can think is behold right now. But my mom plays cello, and she plays for her church. So she was practicing this morning, and they saw. What's your favorite song? Are you talking to the Elisha about his favorite song?
What's
If
your
you're,
favorite song, Bubby?
is it We Got 5?
Currently, it's We Got 5, because he sings it about
He
38
sings it all the time.
times
One
a
of the
day.
ladies at camp had written that song a couple years ago, and he just thought it was great. She was a spunky little lady.
Yeah.
She was fun. She was little.
4'10". No short version.
Are y'all doing educational cartoons for him like Liberty's Kids? We have done Liberty's Kids. We actually watched some of that on the way to Constitution Camp.
So, what is it? I don't know, 5 years ago or so, the Liberty's Kids 4 DVD set was on Amazon for like $5.
You like your song?
So we got 5. Actually, we got all 4 DVDs for $5. I feel like being back in Key West, like they would sell T-shirts. 5, 5, 5. T-shirts were just $5. Living in Key West had all sorts of things like that. But anyway, yes, we like Liberty's Kids. The kids have watched the whole series multiple times. I think we actually watched some on the way to Camp Constitution.
We did.
Yep, really good series.
We have a lot of educational cartoons. Like, we don't watch a lot of cartoons, but we
do.
watch a lot of educational cartoons.
What's the Ben Carson one?
Ben Carson has one, Little Patriots.
Yes, that's right.
You can find it, Ben Carson, Little Patriots. So Ben Carson is, he worked with, like, in politics.
Yes.
He was
he ran for president at one point. He was a brain surgeon.
He was a brain surgeon.
Pediatric.
But he's got a whole thing that's like little history lessons that are like 6 minutes long or something. Different parts of history that we watch. And right now they're watching Hermie and Wormy, which is like a...
Max Lucado.
Yeah, it's like a feel good, God loves you little stories, like be kind to each other type thing. It's not like deep theology, but it's...
They're good rainy day, or we desperately need a nap.
We were planning on doing this outside, like we said, so this was kind of a last minute, like, hey, you guys haven't watched Hermie and Wormy in a while. Another thing we like is Theo.
Theo, those are good. Those are
Theo
solid.
Christian cartoon. If you type that in, they're like 10 to 12 minute little stories that are like the armor of God. What does salvation mean? What does prayer mean? Those are good. Those were put out by CEF years ago.
Yeah, Child Evangelism Fellowship. Yep.
So, okay, so someone wrote, so sorry for your recent loss. Thank you. Would love to hear about how you picked all of your children's names, first and middle names. Okay.
Wow.
We can do that.
Okay.
I'll do that in a second. Let me just see if this next comment. That's awesome. I remember a cassette book from the 90s of like 12 tapes, all with morality tales, biblical and constitutionally based.
Do you remember the ones
Such
we got
good
from...
stories.
What was the name of that? We got like thousands of audio. There was old like radio
I don't
dramas of
remember where
like
we got
about
them.
Daniel Boone and stuff like that. We have all kinds of those things, and
I'll
a lot of
videos.
them were on tape. Thankfully, a lot of them are now on like YouTube for free that you can listen to, or online streaming stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to give a quick rundown of the kids' names.
Okay.
Nathaniel is
Just made up.
his son, my stepson. That was just, they picked the name Nathaniel. Virginia is Virginia Elizabeth.
Well, and Nathaniel's middle name is Philip, which is my middle name. So
Yes.
there we go.
Virginia Elizabeth. So Virginia was his grandmother's middle name.
Yes.
She was Lola, Virginia.
Right.
And I have a sweet friend named Lola now, but I did not know a Lola then. So we went Virginia, and she always went by Virginia.
Yeah.
The grandmother always went by Virginia.
Yep.
And then
or
Elizabeth.
Ginny, yeah. But she never. I don't know anybody ever called her Lola.
Elizabeth is my middle name.
Right.
So Virginia Elizabeth. Then we have Naomi Ruth. Naomi was named after my great-grandmother, who always went by Naomi. And we found out after we named her that it was actually Martha Naomi. But she always went by Naomi. So both are named after grandmother's middle names. And Ruth went well with Naomi. There was not a specific reason.
It does kind of fit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Then we had our son who was stillborn. That was Joshua Daniel. Oh, actually, between Virginia and Naomi, we had a miscarriage, and Mark really felt like we were having a girl. Like sometimes we really feel one way or the other, sometimes we don't. He really felt girl, and that was Esther Rose. Just that name. I don't know exactly why we picked it. It was a good name.
All right, you can't leave the middle of this one. So then, after Naomi would be Joshua Daniel. Joshua is a good, strong biblical name. Spoke of courage, and then Daniel was actually Sarah's father's first name. So he was named after your dad. And then who's next?
Samuel.
Samuel David, a good Bible name.
Thank you.
Hey.
We got our smoothies.
Delivery of smoothies.
Thank you. So Samuel David was good Bible name.
Much prayed for.
Yes, because we had stillborn before that, and because of the infection I had, they said we might never have more children.
Right.
And 8 weeks later, we conceived Samuel. He was much prayed for in that 8 weeks, because I was just praying, God, if I'm not supposed to have more children, please take this longing for children away. If I am supposed to have more children, give my body time to heal. If I am going to be pregnant again, help me to not be scared the entire pregnancy. Like there was a lot of praying that went into that. So he was Samuel David. And we realized after him that all the kids' names were Bible except Virginia, because like after your grandma, but the rest.
We're gonna call it like the Virgin Mary. It's close enough to a Bible name.
After that, they also all had 3 syllables. So we went with that. Not all of our miscarried babies have 3 syllables because a lot of times God has given us a name that doesn't fit that realm, and that's what God does. So so we had Samuel David, then we had Josiah Matthew. Josiah after the good king, but then we realized that it also means God heals.
Yeah.
Jehovah heals. And we didn't know he had cerebral palsy when he was born.
Right.
And it was Matthew because we had an exchange student who was with us at the time, wasn't supposed to be with us because he was born 3 weeks early, but her brother's name was Matthew. So it was one of the middle names we were talking about. He's carrying a smoothie around. This could be dangerous. And so we, you got it? So we named him Matthew's middle name in remembrance of her.
He's holding this, trying to turn the door handle. You just see how that's gonna go.
After him, we had another miscarriage. That baby we had called Poppy from the time that we had found out that we were pregnant. So that baby remained Poppy. Then we had Abigail. We found out about Abigail right after my dad passed away. We conceived right after my dad passed away. And Abigail was the name I mentioned to Mark, and he was like, I don't really like it. And then I told him that Abigail meant a father's joy. And he then heard 3 messages about the name Ruhama, right?
No, that was Uriah. Sorry.
Oh, that was Uriah. Sorry.
So Ruhama comes from Hosea chapter 1, verse 13. It's Hosea the prophet goes and takes a wife of whoredom, Gomer. They have children whose names are not nice, like they're low, like I am not your God, you are not my people, I will not have mercy. Lo Ruhama means I will not have mercy.
But take off the low.
But the low is the negation of it. So lo am I as I'm not your God, you're not my people. I'm trying to remember which one in Jezreel. But anyway, Ruhama means God,
on whom God
has mercy. Yes. So Abigail's name is the joy of a father upon whom God has shown mercy. So yes, they generally have a lot of meaning to them.
So that was Abigail Ruhama.
Right.
Then we have Uriah Yeshua. I mentioned Uriah. He was not a big fan of the name Uriah.
Interestingly enough, in Psalm 27:1,
My drink is behind you.
the Hebrew is God is my light and my salvation. Uriah is God is my light, and then Yeshua is God is my salvation. So, yeah, that was the name I didn't like. I knew there was a guy I was working with named Uriah, and I'm like, he didn't work very hard, and I just didn't want to name my child that.
And
But
I
then-
actually had said Uriah because I had gone shopping shortly before we found out, like actually before we conceived. And the cashier's name was Uriah. And I came home and I was like, that's a really cool name. And he's like, no. And then he heard 3 messages
Yeah,
about the name Uriah and came home and told me the baby's name was going to be Uriah
Yep.
Yeshua.
exactly. So, here
So,
we are.
after Uriah was Malachi John, which they told me that was his name 3 weeks after I had Uriah.
You can blame Virginia, the Whalen Shrug down here. That's Virginia, and she had something to do with that.
So
But it
I'm
means
like,
messenger of the grace of God. What a great name.
I'm like 3 weeks postpartum, and they're like, the next baby's going to be messenger of the grace of God, Malachi John. And I was like, can I just like snuggle this baby for a little bit, and we'll talk more babies later? I mean, I love babies and everything, but I needed recovery time.
Or if we were Italian, he could be Malachi Juan. Well, actually, maybe that's Spanish too.
So
Who
then
knows?
we had so then we had Malachi John. Then we had Gideon.
Gideon Elhanan.
I was just trying to think if we had another miscarriage in there, but we didn't. Gideon Elhanan, and I liked the name Gideon.
Gideon is such an interesting story. If you look in Judges, I think chapter 6, you introduce Gideon. And everybody knows the story about Gideon having this army of thousands, and God whittles it down to a few thousand and then a few hundred. In the end, 300 people go take on the Midianite army
And win.
of thousands, and all they're armed with is lamps and trumpets.
And jugs.
Sorry, yeah. And,
You got
anyhow.
lamps too. You were right.
Yeah.
I had those
Anyhow,
things.
so everybody knows about that story, but later on in Gideon's life, you find out they also call him Jerubbaal because there is this false god in town, and he goes and chops down this wooden idol, and that's where he gets the new name, Jerubbaal. But the name Gideon actually means feller of trees. So I used to do exhibition timber sports back when I was not old and not fat, long time ago. So I used to do exhibition timber sports. So I really like chopping trees, and I used to do tree work, that kind of thing, years ago. So the feller of trees is like, it's a great name, and then Elhanan again means the grace of God. God is gracious. What that has to do with feller of trees, who knows? But it's a great name.
So Gideon Elhanan. Then we had a miscarriage around the time of Virginia's wedding. And that, I have another car coming. That baby's name was Patience.
UPS.
Then after that we had this little guy, Elisha Courage. And it again fits with our 3 syllables and Bible names. He wants me to open it. So go ahead, Elisha Courage. You can tell about Justice.
How about Justice?
Well,
Justice's middle name is Valor. I don't know what she wanted me to tell you about that.
because I liked Valor too.
Oh, she liked Valor as well. And courage and valor are very similar words. They mean basically the same idea. But since Virginia was using one, we were using the other one. It worked out great because they were only 10 weeks apart. Elisha was born 10 weeks before Justice, our grandson.
And then in February we had
First
a
grandson.
miscarriage, and that baby was faithful. And then we just recently had a miscarriage last week, and that baby was thankful. And faithful, we just felt like God was
Sorry,
very
he's back.
faithful during that time. He's just going in circles.
Are you running laps, bud?
We felt God was just very faithful during that
Go
time.
talk to Naomi. She's got
And
one.
this time with thankful, I had a Forrest Frank song in my head.
I got Naomi in this door and him in this door.
Huh?
And
He's back because I said no more.
Oh, you said no more.
go
Ask her for something else like a banana. I had a Forrest Frank song, Thankful, in my head every night when I would wake up. Like that song was running through my head. And it says, talks about things you're thankful for. I have so much to be thankful for. And even in the midst of the miscarriage, God was pointing out all the things that I had to be thankful for. And it's okay to say, God, I don't understand. But to say, yes, I know God is good. I know God has this baby in his hands. I know God has this like in the ultimate plan. This didn't surprise God, but I can still say, I don't truly understand. I don't know what you're teaching me through this, but I know that you are good in this and that there are things to be thankful for even in the midst of hard times. So.
All right, Maudie's leaving. Bye, Maudie.
Bye, Monty. I will write to you. Okay. So,
Oh, is that Amber? Mom after God's own heart.
Yes.
That's Amber. Hi, Amber.
thanks, Amber. I watched
And hi,
your-
Keith. Awesome job on the running and the losing weight. I'm obviously not doing the running or the losing weight thing.
I just watched your video today while I was putting Elisha to nap time
Mm-hmm.
earlier. Good video, Amber. And I get read like that too. And then everyone says, "Oh, you're breathing so loud." Yeah, I tried to do something. I'm sorry. I breathe really loud all the time. That's how life goes for me. Okay.
Yep.
So anyway, that's how we picked our kids' names.
Yeah.
So who knows what else God's gonna have for us in the future. So.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, I feel like
We keep doing this.
it makes me recall fond memories when my kiddos were little and at home homeschooling. I love homeschooling. I can't imagine all the time that I would not have with my kids if they were gone all day. Like I would happen to see something on Instagram thing today, and
Like,
the
what do
lady was
people do if
talking.
they don't have kids to play with all day long?
Well, she was talking about how she has to pick what they plan as a family based on their time budget and their money budget. And like, do you pick these activities? And she was saying that they did pick piano for all of their kids because they felt that that was a good use of time. They could have all the kids do their piano lessons like within a set
Hi,
time.
banana boy.
But they also decided that softball, when it just involved two of their kids, was not something their family was willing to give up their meals together and their time together and all of that. So I definitely think that people need to be careful with their time. And even if you're filling all of your time with good things, should all of your time be full? Or should you have time to focus on your family and focus on the ministry God has given you, which everybody's ministry is going to look a little different, but God expects us to be with other people. He expects us to be ministering to others. Maybe that's bringing other families into your home. Maybe that's being able to go sit with a widow. Maybe that's being able to help a new mom. Like, I don't know what that ministry is for you, but sometimes our lives are so full of not bad things, or maybe even good things, but are they the best things? Are they the things that God has for you to be doing right now? Because we live in a society that definitely bases your worth on how productive you are at the end of the day. But if you got nothing accomplished but sat with somebody in their sorrow for 6 hours that day, that's a good use of your time, even if you have nothing to show for it at the end of the day.
There's a family friend of ours that when we were maybe newly married or maybe even not even married yet, her husband was dying in the hospital, and we just went up and sat with them and sang hymns with them and prayed with them. And 20 some odd years later, she still talks about that. I remember when you came and sang, and when you were there for us, and when you prayed with us. And so you never know what long-term impact you're going to have in someone's life, especially if they're in a real bad crisis.
Yeah.
Like with Amber, like I know when Keith had his stroke, a lot of people come around you and pray for you and encourage you, and sometimes after time that fades, but you'll never forget those people who reached out during that time. And there's been many instances in our lives that people didn't do something huge. They didn't like, oh, I bought you a brand new van, or like, it doesn't have to be gigantic. It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't, it like you say, just coming to sit with
Okay,
someone.
so this was a friend who, we weren't super close friends at this time. It was when one of the babies was born. I think it might have been Uriah. No, it wasn't Uriah. It was Malachi, because it was when there was like a harvest sale at the local store of like potatoes and carrots and that type of thing. And she knew I had just had a baby, so she said, I can grab that stuff for you and bring it to your house. And I was like, that would be wonderful, because it would save me so much money to be able to pay you to buy that for me. And she showed up and she brought frozen pizzas because her family had been without power for a while. And she wanted to bring something to bless my family, and she couldn't bring what she normally would have brought. So she like went out of her way to do that. And I still remember that. It wasn't because she spent a whole lot of money on it. It wasn't because she like made some amazing food that I was like, wow, that was the best thing I ever tasted. No, it was simple frozen pizzas from the store. But the fact that she went out of her way and thought, I want to bless this family and I can't bless them in the way I want. What else can I do? Is just amazing.
Yeah.
And she's so sweet.
Yeah,
So.
years later, we're still telling the story because
I actually was telling it with her the other day. Like, I was telling someone about her. You don't know what she did when... I mean, Uriah's now 8, so that was a while ago.
Yeah.
You can go ask for more. Go out that door, though. The white door. Hold on.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, let's read this one because that goes with what we were just saying. Then we'll go back.
Yep.
So, Amber wrote, yes, absolutely. I'll never forget y'all either, knowing y'all could truly understand what we were experiencing. Yes, we totally understand what you were saying. I'm going to go back up because we had a comment that got hidden, and I'm not really sure why it got hidden because it doesn't have any bad words.
Sometimes they just decide to hide comments, and then they ask us, do we want to do that?
Someone said, another random question, is Naomi seeking courtship? I know everyone's path is different, but I recall that she has a deep desire to mother, and I was just wondering. Yes.
Submit your applications at cowperthwaitefamily@gmail.com. Please include at least $50,000 donation.
Set your bowl down and open the door.
Kidding.
You want to help him open
Yes.
the door?
Okay,
He wants to go out and get more banana. Yes, Naomi would like to enter a courtship if God brings the right guy along. But God has not brought the right guy along. If people don't know, we live in Maine. And Maine is a very dark place. There are Christians here. I'm not saying there's not Christians.
It's like wicked Dak, bub. It's like Dak on the inside of a pocket.
But Maine, churches are very few and far between. We're a very unchurched people here in Maine. And so we know some young men.
Naomi's
we know
also
young
somebody
women, young men.
deep conviction and passion about the scriptures. It isn't just like, it's not going to be some kid who went to youth group a couple times that shows up and wins Naomi's heart. Like, she wants a man who knows the scripture and loves the Lord and is passionate about evangelism.
And also,
Yeah.
I forget what I was going to say.
Okay, so did I.
Well, so I remember what I was going to say. We know young men. And sometimes you can see a young man and say, that young man is going to be a very good husband for somebody, but not for this person. Virginia and Naomi are very different. Mm-hmm. They are not the same person. Mm-hmm. And Wayland is a great husband for Virginia, but Wayland would not have been the ideal husband for Naomi. Right. Would he have been a good husband? I think he would have been a good husband to anybody. Yeah. I'm not saying that, but you're not settling in marriage. You're finding the person that God has put you with so that you can, for the rest of your life, so that you can glorify him more fully. Mm-hmm. Because being part of a marriage means the two of you can work together to glorify God more. Yes. Naomi is passionate about certain things, like abortion ministry.
And music and evangelism. And like someone who just didn't ever, like some people struggle, like, oh, someone's just running around the house singing all day long. That would drive them crazy. Well, you don't want to marry my daughter. Just say that.
She sings beautifully. It's not. Some people, their voices sound like nails on a chalkboard. That's not the problem.
She's an incredible singer.
His sensory overload is too much. My mom hums all the time. We have to tell her to stop.
Grandma,
but
stop it.
Naomi is very passionate about things, and if she finds a guy, like if a guy were to come to us and he was just kind of like, yeah, I guess abortion's not a really good thing to do, he's not the guy for Naomi. Nope. So.
And by the way, there's not an application process, but if you talk to her before you talk to me, you're not going to talk to her twice. Anyway.
So.
You can ask Virginia and Wayland all about that. There's actually a series on our channel. It's titled, the playlist is said Virginia and Wayland. You can see what I put that poor boy through before he got to marry my daughter.
Yeah. So
that
yes.
sounds terrible.
There are people who I feel like God has not given that passion to be a mom, the passion to be married, whatever you want to say, to them. And I don't think you should go seek out a relationship just because you feel like everybody else is doing that. Like, I feel like the natural inclination for a woman is to want a spouse. Like, I think that's the natural way, but I don't think people should force themselves into where God hasn't put them right now. And God is giving Naomi lots of opportunities right now while she is single at home, But she's not like, oh, well, I wouldn't be able to do this if I was married. Like, if the right guy came along, she's ready. But
Yeah,
he
I mean,
just hasn't
Virginia and
showed up
Whalen
yet.
are still actively involved in many of the ministry pursuits that Virginia was doing before they got married.
Yeah.
But he was also invested in the same things and loving the same things.
Right.
And so Virginia plus a Wayland equals more than the two individual component parts. They are
Right.
more productive for the kingdom of God as a family, and also producing grandbabies, which is a wonderful thing. So yes, Naomi
That
wants
are
to get
adorable.
married. She wants to have children when the right man of God comes along. I don't think she's going to settle for second best.
Yeah.
So that was a long answer to that question.
So then someone wrote, it's so true. Everything is becoming a competition about who is making more money, buying new stuff, taking debt, all of that stuff. Yes. Very, very true. There are so many things available in our country, and people always are going to argue when I say this, so please hear my heart. You need more what? More yeah?
I don't even know what he's saying.
Could you tell Samuel what you need? He might be able to help you. I just don't know what word he's saying. He wants more of something, but I don't know what that is.
Probably something edible.
So we live in a culture where everything is available to us, and we feel that we need to keep up with the Joneses, whoever the Joneses are. I have friends that are Joneses.
17,
I'm not
I
trying
only
to keep
have
up with them.
I only have the 16, so all of a sudden it's a crisis for me. I need to go spend $2,000 on a phone that I literally just spent $1,600 on a phone 3 months ago because there's a new one. No, that's not how.
And
we don't, as Americans, I don't know if everybody on here is from America or in that kind of culture, but we are very not satisfied. We're very discontent. We don't.
I'm gonna grab a baby. Go ahead.
It just feels like we because there are so many things available to us in a capitalistic society, which are great. That doesn't mean we need all of the things that are available. Just today, we got an offer through this channel to try out a professional level wireless microphone system. That's not something we use, so I don't really have an investment in that. We have the things that we need to do this. Like if somebody wanted to give me something, I guess I might be interested to take it, but many of these things we don't need them, and it complicates our lives more. And if you have more things, then you have to take care of more things, and you have to make sure the things are charged, and you have to make sure there's batteries in the things, and all of this kind of thing. So I just feel like we're very discontent as a culture, and the more we study God's word, the more we try to center our lives around who God is and what he's done for us and what he wants us to be doing for his kingdom, the less those things really matter to us. Yeah. That's why we're not pursuing YouTube as a, like, oh, can we replace our income? Perhaps, but God has given us children to raise. God has given us some physical challenges to deal with. God has given us a local church. He's given us family. My mom lives with us. Sarah's mom lives in the backyard. We have family to invest in and to be invested in by them. We have a lot going on. We don't just need stuff. Yeah. And you know what? Stuff doesn't satisfy. Relationship with God satisfies. Relationship in marriage can be very satisfactory. Satisfying. Thank you. And having children can be very satisfying. Yes, there's work, there's struggles, there's all these things.
You don't find your ultimate satisfaction.
But our contentment is found in Christ and what God has made us to be. He's made me to be as a man. He's given me a wife. Therefore, I am to be the husband that loves his wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. And as a father, I'm to be training up my children in the nurture and admonition of the Lord, and to enjoy them and invest in their lives and not be pursuing a bunch of other things. I don't need a boat. I couldn't drive a boat anyway. I don't need a truck because I couldn't drive that anyway. And everything that we need, God has supplied to us all of our needs. He is faithful to supply all of our needs. So just that contentment piece. It's so easy to watch other people on YouTube and be like, oh, they have this thing, or they do this thing, or maybe we should do the thing that they do because they seem to find,
I think also focusing on other people who are worse off than you are, because I think it's very easy to watch YouTube and see, oh, this person bought this and it made their life so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones that drive me crazy are the like restock my fridge with me, where they just take things out of packages to put in like bins and stuff in their fridge. And it's just, yeah, like they spend a whole lot of time like organizing their fridge, which as soon as your 8 kids, like our 8 kids get into the fridge, it's going to be disorganized. But the idea that we don't think about the people we don't, like we think about the people we see on YouTube, not the Christians that are living in Nigeria that are worried about their lives every day.
Or just rural Americans who are living their lives but not broadcasting it all over the internet. Many of you are watching but aren't broadcasting things. That's probably better, honestly. We feel like this is one ministry we can do, that we can reach out to people, but there's times that I would feel better to just shut the whole thing off and just live our lives and not have. But I feel like this is something God does want us to do. It may not be what God wants somebody else to do.
But we forget that there are people that are living, like in America, we don't have poor people in the way the third world countries have poor people.
No.
But we think because we don't have the latest, greatest iPhone, that somehow we're lacking and somehow God's not providing for us. But you know what? We were talking about this the other day because of something that came up with shipping or something. We have enough rice and beans that our family could sustain ourselves for a few weeks or months without going to the grocery store. Now, do I want to eat rice and beans every meal? No.
But it's
Can
available
God
to us,
sustain
and
me
it
on
would
rice and
sustain
beans?
us. Yeah.
Yes, he can.
Yep.
And we think,
And he has at times.
yeah, we forget that God doesn't give everybody everything. Like God has blessed us with a lot of children. He has blessed other people with money. He has blessed other people with a huge abundance of land that they can homestead on. We can't even have a chicken on our property. I could look at it and say, oh, why didn't God put us on a farm? Or oh, why didn't God give us an abundance of money? He didn't. God gave us a bunch of kids, and that's our ministry. That's our responsibility.
And he gives us everything we need, not everything we might want.
So God has given us those things, and we need to be satisfied and content with the things God has given us and say, okay, God, so now that you've given me these things, how can I steward it well? Because I know that you've given me, you're going to give me the resources I need to do the thing that you want me to do. Now that resource might be, I'm going to homeschool my kids and all I have is a Bible and some paper. And you can homeschool your kids with just that. I know I'm sitting here in front of a whole bunch of books. A lot of these books have been given to us over the years. But even if I had bought all the books, I just have different resources than someone else has. So I can't be upset at God because God has given us what he thinks our family needs. If that makes sense.
I agree.
So, hi from Germany.
Oh, Elizabeth C. Oh, sorry. She's already gone.
Bye, Elizabeth.
And
if you
hi,
watch
Angela
later.
P.
Someone from Germany. Hi, Germany. Sweet
Angela
Pea.
P.
Friends with, yes, our Cherished Five. Our Cherished Five, we actually sent them a package. Did they win a giveaway or something?
Oh, yes.
They had, so you guys can pray for our Cherished Five. They've had some stuff going on, and a tornado went through their area like 4 weeks ago or something like that. Did damage. So you can be praying for them. And I know that they use their YouTube to, I don't know if they actually are monetized yet or they're trying to get monetized. But any likes to them helps them along the way. Hi, Sally. Glad you were able to come back after the phone call. Yeah, in the Western church, we have so much, and we don't understand what it's like to think, if my child happens to mention God out in the world, who's going to persecute us? I'm saying I still think we should teach our children about God and everything, but I don't have the fear that if I tell my kids about God, they're going to be persecuted for it.
We as a family regularly go out with large signs, like 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot signs that have Bible verses on them that are evangelistic. Like we have gospel tracts that are printed in our language with our contact information that we give out to people. We can be readily, boldly out in the world as Christians. There's a sign in our front yard. Actually, there's 2 signs in our front yard that are Bible verses. We have the freedom to do that, and so I feel like that's probably the least we could do is use the freedoms that we have.
Yeah.
So we are not enduring persecution. Other people that disagree with us, yes. Other people that yell at us at times, yes. However, nothing like someone disagreeing with you is nothing like actual persecution like is going on in many countries around the world where Christians are living in fear of the government shutting them down, imprisoning them, or even killing them, or just random bands of guerrillas. The fighters, not the animals. Guerrilla warfare.
I mean, it'd be bad if you had random man's
Kidnapping
gorilla
people.
through your yard.
If you have random guerrillas killing Christians, put a comment down below and let me know. Sorry, I'm losing my mind today.
So, yes, someone wrote, we're being surrounded by ads. It's true that God provides for all of us, just not in the same way. And it is true that we don't have the same resources, and that's okay. But we can be very thankful for the resources God gave our particular family, your particular family. I was talking to a friend today, and she lives somewhere. They're in such a situation that they're trying to earn more money for their family. And her husband has a job where he can readily get overtime. And that is a huge blessing and resource for them. We do not live that. Mark can't get any extra money than what he's getting right now. And that's okay, because God has put us in a place where our resources are different, and we are able to do things with my mom that help us to be able to live here where we live.
I mean, just your parents having a family home in which we live. I mean, we pay rent and we can take care of things, but that's not always a resource available. Like, go try to rent a house saying, hi, it's me and my wife, and we have 8 children and my mom. We tried to rent a house years ago and we had, 4 or 5 kids, and they would not rent to us. A 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house would not rent it to us because they said it wasn't big enough.
Well, and then we've had other times where, because we don't make 3 times, like a lot of places, they want you to show that you make 3 times the rent.
Right.
Well, that would be $9,000. We don't even make enough to cover the rent. In most places. Like we said, we do
a rent
pay my
someone
mom
who would
and
actually
all of
rent
that.
to us and all of that.
But like the size house that people would think that we need as a family in this area is about $3,000
a month,
a month. And that's like not paying any electric, that's not paying anything else.
No, it's just for a place just a roof.
But God has given us, and this isn't just, oh, God just blessed us with this. Like there's also work that goes into it. Like we do things to help my mom out. My mom does stuff to help us out. We have to deal with family struggles, like when you disagree on things and stuff. Like I can't just write off my mom because we live here. You know what I mean? No, but so many people are so quick to like write off relationships and stuff. Yeah. But you actually have to like put in the work of being kind to people and loving on people and putting yourself in a hard position because it makes it easier for them. Like my mom just stayed here. So this is us putting out, her putting out, that type of thing. Mark's mom lives with us. Mark's mom has not been home alone overnight since she moved in with us.
Right.
So because we were headed off to camp, we didn't want her to have to be home alone for the first time for a whole week. Because that just doesn't seem very fair. Yeah. So my mom stayed up here. So she put out of herself to do that. Well, my mom had already made a commitment at the end of the week. So we left camp early. So there could have been this whole, my mom could have been like, no, I'm not going to do that for you. We could have been like, hey mom, you're just rude because you won't stay the one extra day so we can stay at camp. Like instead we're like, no, we're going to work together. We're going to make this work out. And that's a really silly thing that I just shared. Right. But it's one of those that you have to work with people. You can't just be offended at people all the time when you have to live with them full time. Like I could choose to be angry. Mark doesn't do this, but I hear husbands do this. I could choose to be angry at Mark because he doesn't put his socks in the dirty clothes.
I always put my socks in the dirty clothes.
I know, that's why I said. Or I could just be like, you know what? I'm just going to get over it.
Yep.
I'm sure there's something I could think of that I could be offended at. But you then just say, you know what? Maybe he doesn't put his socks in the dirty clothes, but maybe I never put away my dishes from my little side table at the bed. And he does that for me. You work with each other, right?
We figure it out, yeah. I was thinking back about the rent thing and just the reality. Again, they said to us, well, let's say the rent was $1,500 and you're only making $3,000 a month. So therefore you can't rent this. It's like $3,000 is still more than $1,500. In fact, it's twice as much. But they said, well, you can't afford it. It's like, we've been debt free since April of 2012. No, sorry, April 2009. We've been debt free for over 17 years. So someone telling us you can't afford this. Well, you're assuming I have a car payment, which I don't. You're assuming I have credit card debt, which I don't. You're like, you know, when most people in our culture are in debt for a car or you know, medical bills, whatever it is, but most people in our culture live beyond their means and are incurring more debt. We are not that way. So when we were applying, making $3,000 a month and applying for $1,500 a month rent, we could totally afford it. Wasn't a problem at all, but their assumption was you couldn't. So that's, I think it goes with that culture of we have to spend more and more and more. It's like, no, we can actually spend less.
Yeah.
And then we can be very satisfied spending less. And we don't have all the stress of, well, what if this bill doesn't get paid? What if this thing doesn't happen?
Right.
Because God has blessed us with what he wanted us to have. The jobs that he wanted us to have, the struggles he wanted us to have, the vehicles he wanted us to have. God supplies all of our needs.
So Amy Jones said, hi. Hi. Rent is ridiculous in price. Yes. Totally agree. Yes, we are very lucky to have my mom. The reason we live in Maine is because of my mom. My mom has told us that we can move out of state anytime we want. She's not trying to kick us out, but she knows the political climate in Maine is a little crazy right now. And if we wanted to move, we are welcome to leave.
Homeschooling freedoms are one of those that people are really, really fighting about, especially in Maine. We are an ultra-liberal state. They are trying to get more and more government control of many things. Homeschooling in Maine has been very free for a long time. There's lots of people working with legislators and just showing the proof that home education works. We do a great job as a state, as parents, getting the resources we need. God has been very good to us. But in many other states, it's getting worse. And, you know, the people who are running for elected offices in our state this term, which includes governor, Senate, representatives, all of that. We have kind of across the board for a midterm election, everything's coming up. However, the people that are running, some of them are like, well, you know, homeschooling worked for a little while, but we're not going to let you do it anymore. Or we're going to start regulating it and telling you what to teach and telling you what you can't teach and all sorts of
We're a very
things that
democratic state.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Like, we're not going to submit ourselves to that. So if it gets bad enough, yes, we may have to leave the state. But right now, this is where God has us. So we're talking to legislators about things and letting them know who we are and what we're doing and how God has designed the family and the government to work. And the government is intruding on a lot of things they have no business intruding on, honestly. Here, I always have to say something that makes somebody angry. I think the public education system just needs to go away. It just needs to stop. It's not in the Constitution of the United States. It's not something the federal government should be involved in. God gave children to parents, and we're doing a nice job. Thank you very much.
And a lot of things that the government gets involved in go downhill quickly.
Like the Postal Service. Our mailman went on vacation for 2 weeks, and we didn't get mail for 2 weeks. Like, they just didn't send anybody out with the mail. No more of that. You know, neither rain nor snow nor sleet will keep us from the baloney. Nowadays, they're like, it's you know, it's 77 degrees and raining. I guess we're not delivering mail for 3 days. Sorry, get me out.
We like our mailman.
I love our mailman.
Our mailman's
I just
great.
wish he wouldn't go on vacation.
Okay, so we got to wrap this up.
Sorry.
Someone said it's been fun watching. Thank you for being around. Everyone who's been around. A 1-bedroom in this person's area, I think she's New Hampshire, is $1,650 a month. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, I remember when we bought our house when we first got married. We purchased a house that we lived in for 5 years.
A 5-bed, 2-bath.
And it was under $1,000 a month.
Yeah. Our mortgage and taxes
and insurance
were $483 a month. So we paid a lot of extra down on principal and paid it down really quick. We were on target to have it paid off in like 12 years instead of 30. Yeah. But we ended up selling it. So that's
anyway.
the only home we've ever owned. Okay.
And someone has a 3-bedroom. Yeah. It's nice to have. We currently, this house has 4 bedrooms. It was built as a 3-bedroom house, and we made the sun porch into a bedroom.
Yep.
So we now have 4 bedrooms.
Yep.
So we have mom and dad's room,
Yep.
our room. We have Mark's mom has her own room,
Mhm.
and then the boys have a room and the girls have a room.
Yep.
So my grandma's apartment was $990 and went up to $1,600. Yeah. It's crazy if you've been living somewhere and the prices go up like that because you just can't afford to stay.
And a lot of it's property taxes. I don't know. In Maine, property taxes are ridiculous. There are so many people moving out of the state to go to like Tennessee, Florida, other places, just because of property taxes.
Yeah.
They're that high.
Thank you, Alex, for praying for us. We will have to get together. We should get together sometime. So
we
let us
want
know.
to see Alex.
Let us know. Okay, so we got to get going because I got to go make pizza dough so I can make Josiah's pizza for dinner.
Wow.
So we will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God.
I don't know where to.
Thanks
Where's
for
the button?
joining us. I
Where's
think
the
you push
button?
the X up there.
The X button. Bye.